Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Unmasking JAYZ's mysterious handler, the chilling truth behind the case file. In this eye-opening video, we dive deep into the controversial dynamics of Roc Nation and its leadership under JAYZ and his longtime associate. Why did JAYZ appoint her as CEO? Is there more to this decision than meets the eye? We explore the intricate web of connections that suggest a deeper agenda at play, including allegations of past criminal activities and personal vendettas. Join us as we analyze the implications of Roc Nation's leadership choices and the potential influence they wield over high profile cases, including the ongoing legal battles involving Tory Lanez. We discuss the troubling claims of planted evidence, false charges, and judicial misconduct that have surfaced in the public domain. This video aims to shed light on the darker side of the music industry and the power dynamics that shape it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth analysis. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming back through. Today is Sunday, June the 1st of 2025. The current time is 2:36 a.m. and that is Central Time. Hello, Real Mama Fifi. How are you doing? Listen here. I told you that we were going to be back and we're going to be discussing some news. So let's go ahead and take a listen. We'll be right back.
JAYZ at every angle they can and P. Diddy. I kid y'all not. If y'all don't believe for 1 minute that this right here is not going to be added on to the JAYZ P. Diddy stuff, think again. Okay, y'all? Word on the street is the CEO of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, her daughter have came forward and she is letting some cats out the bag. Okay, y'all? She is telling everyone that all of these mother hubbards ain't no good, including her mother. And you know what else she's saying? She is saying that this woman uses her power that she have connected to Roc Nation.
So listen, let's go ahead and take a little conversation. We'll detour a little bit, but we're going to get into this conversation. So you have Desiree Perez, right? Her daughter has come out and actually sued her. We're going to get more in depth into that as we get into the broadcast. Oh yes, listen, when you work for Roc Nation, I mean, it's like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, Beyonce gets what she wants. Beyonce gets a lot of support from the public. Okay, let's be honest. These are billionaires, and to work with billionaires, when we talk about association, association that's going to come up. I want you guys to really pay attention. Let's go.
Okay, y'all? To bully other people. And I'm going to tell y'all this. She's proven the pattern. I keep telling y'all this. Everybody like, oh, they got a good day today. Oh, they got a bad day today. Oh, they this, they not. The prosecution is not saying, they're not convincing people of this and that and that and this. No, every story that comes out that's connected with JAYZ, P Diddy, it's the same old, same old, same old. Okay, they abuse everything, their power, to bully people, get what they want from people, get their way from people, everything. Okay, and they're showing a complete pattern, y'all. Every time you look up, they're showing a complete pattern. Now, Desiree Perez's daughter, Demaray Hadley, alleges conspiracy in Baker Act lawsuit and believes her mother is the reason why she spent nearly 2 weeks in a mental health institution for no legitimate reason. Okay, y'all? Demaray.
Doesn't that sound very familiar? Who does that sound like when somebody is in a facility against their will? Pay attention. Miss Wendy Williams in her conservatorship, and she's come out, she's passed test. Let's talk about it. I mean, it gets very deep and dark. And so I want to say trigger warning for anybody that's listening. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of music to it so we can, yeah. All right, you all, let's go.
Believes her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have her falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act. She claims her mother used her money, her power, and influence to break up the relationship she has with her husband by falsely accusing him of, putting them paws on her, okay, and trying to get him arrested on multiple occasions, y'all. When I tell y'all the shit about to hit the fan, it's about to hit the fan, okay? This woman also goes on to explain how dirty her mom is. And y'all wonder why she worked for JAYZ. Birds of a feather, I keep telling y'all, flocks together, okay? This woman goes on to say that her mama don't like her husband. And the reason why she don't like her husband is because her husband is African American, okay? She calls him the N-word and everything. And she also threatens her husband, y'all, okay? Y'all, it's a lot of false allegations that she put on her daughter and her husband. Okay, they had to move from different cities and states and stuff to get away from her. And it's showing y'all a pattern of the people that hang around JAYZ and Beyonce.
Well, when we think about, JAYZ, P. Diddy, he's on trial right now, right? And JAYZ was brought in conversation. The people were saying, well, where's JAYZ? Where's all his friends? And really that's a great question. Where was everybody? Where was everybody? Let's get into it. And we talked about this earlier. When Rihanna had received her award and she said that she was going to give it to her father, and JAYZ got very aggressive. He leaned into the mic. She said a few more words and he leaned back in. She had to put her hand out. He was invading her space. She felt, and rest in peace to Rihanna's dad, Ronald. He has soon crossed over and he has gone to be with the Lord. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a listen, you all. Actually, let me go ahead and see what you all are seeing, Arroyos. What are y'all seeing? And feel free to comment in the chat. You said, I expect them to be involved. 100. Real Mama Fifi says, Wendy. Miss Wendy Williams. Yeah. You said, I'm glad Wendy got out last. I heard she was on her way to the hospital. Where is she? Listen here. They were trying to relocate her, so that's a good story. We got to get back on Miss Wendy Williams. We need to definitely talk her back up and cover her as well. So you all make sure you're reminding me. Thank you all so much for you all that are utilizing the email address. If you have some tea, you want to stay anonymous, you can send it to tabloidsqueen@gmail.com, and you can also reach out 405-437-4865.
Saying all these people. And P. Diddy, that people have to move to get away from them. Okay, that they harass people for no earthly reasons. All right, she lied and lied and lied on this woman. She lied on her daughter and told people that her daughter was doing street pharmacy stuff. She lied and told on her daughter and said that her husband was putting paws on her. She lied and told that her daughter would harm herself just so she could get her way because her daughter is in love with somebody of color. Y'all, this is crazy. But this is showing you a pattern, okay? She lied, asked her daughter to come to the house saying that somebody was sick or whatever. She comes over there, and this woman got people there to try to take this woman away against her will. Okay, y'all, and Lord have mercy. This woman also admitted that she has police in their back pocket. This is another.
Well, see, when we think about this, now they're saying, police are involved and police are in the pockets. Well, that was alleged with Diddy. That was alleged with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. We are broadcasting live out here in the field. Yes, let's go.
Another thing that's coming up in the Diddy case about polices and stuff that they have in their back pocket. The daughter just said this as well. Y'all, you would think that some of these people that's close to this whole situation with JAYZ and P. Diddy will calm down some, but no, they still doing them, thinking that they can get away with the things that they get away with. They harassed her. This woman has harassed the crap out of her own daughter, y'all. Now, another thing that they brought up too, her daughter is suing her and she's suing Roc Nation. Now, another thing her daughter brought up is wiretaps. Ain't they talking about that with Diddy? And
absolutely. And you all know what? I do have some information. We will be covering it. It is the lawsuit that the daughter is filing against the mom. The daughter is filing a lawsuit against the mom. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up this doc right quick, and I will, let me see. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we'll be getting into this a little later in the broadcast, but it says Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez sued by daughter. Demarie, I'm assuming that's her name. Demarie Hadley sues Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez for alleged false detainment under Florida mental health laws. And this article was published May 31st of 2025, so yesterday. It says Desiree Perez, CEO, co-founder of Roc Nation, is facing serious legal allegations from her daughter, Demarie Hadley, who has filed a lawsuit claiming Perez used unlawful methods to have her falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act. And Jessica, let's see. Okay, it says the report originally published by a news outlet in Florida outlines accusation that Perez manipulated the system using her influence and resources. According to the lawsuit, Hadley alleges she was institutionalized in mental health facilities for 2 weeks without clear justification. She submitted medical documentation and body camera footage that allegedly shows a mobile crisis unit instructing her to enter a gray pickup truck. A doctor later evaluated Hadley, referencing family statements, including those from Perez and an aunt, that claimed she had attempted an overdose the previous night. Hadley's lawsuit further accuses Perez of leveraging her wealth and status to interfere in her marriage to Javon Hadley, alleging that Perez fabricated domestic violence claims to separate the couple. In response, Perez had previously filed her own lawsuit against Javon, alleging he had abused Hadley for years. Both Hadley and her husband deny these claims. So, like I said, we'll be getting into that later on in the broadcast. But what I did want to cover right now is pretty much coverage that that's out there. Okay, now what did you say? You said Tory and her dad, I mean. Okay, so let me see. Yes, they made up. Tory and her dad? Tory and who's dad? Riri. Oh, okay. So you got typos. Riri made up with her dad before he passed away. I don't know. I'm lost in these comments. You said Diddy too. Okay. I'll go ahead and continue to keep playing the audio and you guys just sound off as we are going along.
Kim Porter, ain't they? I'm just saying, y'all. This is a pattern that these people have been doing for years. This woman put hidden cameras in her daughter's bedroom, y'all, trying to catch some crap, saying that she want to tell, catch some stuff and of her son-in-law, I guess, putting pause on her daughter. She never got nothing because this wasn't going on. Okay. Now let's fast forward to this woman getting taken against her will. Okay. So this kid to the napping all day long. Okay, y'all. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This woman was taken, y'all. All right. They took her. She said she didn't know who these people was that showed up. Took her against her will because her mama couldn't get her way. This is a married woman. Married woman. Okay, y'all. And she just because she don't like her husband, and she literally said, as long as you married to this ninja, okay, y'all. But she said, okay, y'all. She said his life is in danger. So she's basically saying she'll take him out if you don't leave him. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Her daughter wouldn't listen. She moved out of town, all kind of stuff. This woman had people to arrest her daughter. They took her daughter to a mental health place. Okay. They ran tests on this girl and everything, this woman. They were looking for street pharmacy stuff, anything that they could catch to keep this woman there. They took her to one place. They ran tests.
Real Mama Fifi, I appreciate you, but we're not talking about beef sector stuff right now. I'm on Unmasking JAYZ's mysterious handler, the chilling truth behind the case file. When we on beef sector, I can handle that. But right now, I want to stick to the description of this video and what we're talking about. We have another live set up at 6 a.m. where we can address all that. So bring all that there. I'll be addressing beef sector at 6 a.m. There's a live already set. So let's stick to the topic of JAYZ, Roc Nation, and Desiree Perez. Please.
That's on all this stuff. All her tests came back that she did not have no street pharmacy stuff in her system or nothing like that. That nothing was wrong with this woman. Okay. Then she wasn't happy. The mama wasn't happy. She had them to send her to another place. See, this is what I was telling y'all about with this P. Diddy stuff. That they have doctors, they have coroners, they have police in their back pocket that they can do what they want. So this is what I was telling y'all. And I don't know if this is true or what is going on with this whole Trump stuff, because it's all over the blogs, people talking about it. But I hope and I pray that Trump is not getting involved with no mess like this. Now, a lot of people came in my comment section and they were like, Ms. Lowdown, he ain't about to let no Diddy out. That was just a troll. Okay. And I hope.
All right. So there you have it, child. Now let's go ahead and move on to some more news. Okay. So let me go ahead and bring this up because I was out here doing some research, y'all. So I want to go over Desiree's, let's see. Let's go over her bio, right? Let's get to know Desiree. That's what I want to do right now. Let's get to know Miss Desiree. Hey, Miss Desiree. Okay, so, girl, we got to close that one out. Okay, we got to do this one. Okay, y'all, hold on. It's this one. Is it that one? Okay, here we are right here. All right, so let's get into it. Desiree Perez. Okay, this is her biography. Desiree Perez is a perfect example of someone who works hard and works their way up. In the mid-1990s, the daughter of Cuban immigrants was a part-time assistant manager of a New York nightclub. Today, she's the CEO of Roc Nation, one of the more prominent full-service entertainment and talent management communities, besides representing some of music's top artists today. Everyone from Mariah Carey to Megan Thee Stallion, the organization is involved in publishing film and TV projects, apparel, branding, philanthropy, and more. It also partners with a variety of foundations and charitable organizations, including Reform Alliance, the Carolina Foundation, Team Rock, the Sean Carter Foundation, and more. Desiree Perez joined the company as Chief Operating Officer in 2009. The previous year, entertainer JAYZ founded Roc Nation as a way to bring together several successful companies and brands, including his own. He remembered connecting with her when he played at her club years ago. In 2019, Jay Z was also the one who announced at the Billboard Women in Music Awards that Desiree Perez will now be CEO, succeeding Jay Brown. Okay, Jay Brown, that's who I want to look up. I need to know who Jay Brown is. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I need to know who Jay Brown is. Y'all give me 1 second. I need to know who Jay Brown is. Because that name had come up. Let's see. Okay, Jay Brown is a key figure in the music industry, known for co-founding the entertainment company Roc Nation with Jay-Z in 2008. He currently serves as vice chairman of Roc Nation. Brown also has a separate business venture, MVP co-founder with Jay-Z and Larry Marcus. All right, let's go ahead and get into some more. Roc Nation co-founder in 2008, Brown, along with Jay-Z and Tyron Ty Ty Smith, founded Roc Nation, a full-service entertainment company. Okay, CEO of Roc Nation, Brown served as CEO of Roc Nation, overseeing a company that encompasses music publishing, artist management, and more. Marcy Venture Partners, MVP co-founder. In 2019, Brown co-founded MVP with Jay-Z and Larry Marcus, a venture capital firm focused on companies that embrace positive values. Board seats. Brown has held board positions at Skull Candy and Stans, the official sock company of the NBA and MLB. The Clara Lionel Foundation. He also served as secretary of the board for the Clara Lionel Foundation, Rihanna's philanthropic endeavor. So he's the secretary over at Rihanna's foundation. Ah. Brown is closely associated with Jay-Z, working alongside him in various business ventures, including Roc Nation and MVP. Ah. Ah. Okay. Let's get into this right quick. The settlement was announced in a press release and called for an affiliate to buy out Jay-Z's 50% stake of the cognac company, leaving Bacardi owning 75.1% of the rest of the business. The rapper will still retain a significant ownership stake through his SC Liquor LLC company. This was in February 8, 2023. Well, let's take a look right here because I wanted to know who Jay Brown was. Okay, so now we get to put a face to a face and a picture together. So give me one moment. So this is Jay Brown. Oh no, sorry. This is Jay Brown. Let's see. So this is Jay Brown. This is Jay Z celebrating Jay Brown's 50th birthday in France, and this was on December the 3rd of 2023. The current time that it was taken was at 12:12 p.m. So as you can see, Jay Z, Jay Brown right there. I don't know who this fella is. Look at him. They look they having a great time. Okay, so that's Jay Brown right there with a cigar in his mouth, I believe. Is that him? Yeah, I believe that's him. Or him. I mean, he's about I want to say that's him. Don't give me no lying. Um, okay, so that was his liquor. The year Jigga Man was born, 69. So that was in 1969. So yeah, giving him that. Okay. Okay, my brothers. Okay, so candlelight. You have the candles going. All right. So Jay-Z and Jay Brown, they're one day apart in birthdays. They're one day apart in birthdays. Okay, let's get back to the content, y'all. I just kind of got distracted. Where were we? We were on Jay Brown and uh Desiree Perez. So I'm not really sure how old the daughter is, but she's grown. She's married. So I guess we'll see when I pull up that lawsuit. I think it should state that in there. But let's see. Succeeding Jay Brown, the star-studded evening also included Desiree Perez being declared Executive of the Year, another significant honor for the industry. Roc Nation now employs about 400 people worldwide and has offices in New York City, Nashville, London, and Los Angeles. It also includes a variety of subsidi- subsist- subsidiaries, 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 including Roc Nation, UK ESM Productions, and Roc Nation Sports. Desiree Perez is married to Juan Perez, who is in charge of the Roc Nation of the Rock Sports division. Oh wow! So so the people that are married, they're within the company. Okay. Jay-Z and others praise her abilities to network, stay organized, and do well with financial numbers. She also has a reputation for being a good negotiator and was involved in putting together the sponsorship deal with Rihanna. As CEO, Desiree Perez has put a focus on encouraging and promoting diversity and equality for women. She also an advocate for criminal justice reform. During the presentation of her Billboard Award, she thanked Jay-Z and other Roc Nation leaders for their ongoing support, as well as other inspiring women. So, Desiree Perez. Okay, we're going to do something right quick. I want to take a look at something right quick. Y'all just give me 1 second. I just need to do something. Okay, let's see. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm looking up something. Okay. So back in of July 12th of 2021, there was a lawsuit where Desiree sues. She sued somebody. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm about to drop this down and bring it up. Yes, she sued someone. I think that we should take a look at this. So this is Mariah Carey Anderson. Okay, get into this. In the United States Courts of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, non-argument calendar, this was number 2133810. That's the docket. So you got Mariah Carey. Okay, plaintiffs. Oh, so she got sued. Mariah Carey Anderson, Alex Anderson, plaintiffs and appellants versus Desiree Perez, individually and in her official capacity as manager. So she was sued. Okay, or taken to court. Defendant, appellee, appeal from the United States appeal from the United States District Court from the Southern District of Florida, July 12, 2021, before Martin Branch and Lux Circuit Court judges per Kieran. Okay, it says Alex Anderson appeals the district court's dismissal of his civil rights complaint as frivolous under 28 USC section 1915 E2 and the denial of leave to amend. We affirm factual background and procedural history. Alex Anderson sued Desiree Perez both individually and in her official capacity as manager on behalf of himself and his wife, Mariah Carey Anderson, also named as defendants Michael Goldfein, Carey's accountant, and a third unidentified person that Anderson swore as was Carey's attorney. Anderson alleged that he proposed to Carey as she accepted on national television in 2005. From 2001 and until 2020, Anderson alleged that he lived with Carey and that they signed two 15-year nuptial agreements. One for 2001 until 2015, worthy $30 million, and a second for the time period from 2016 until 2030, which was worth $100 million. But the agreements weren't valid, Anderson alleged, because they didn't conform to sick New York State legal requirements and were not legal, and it says, and were not signed or notarized by both parties. Anderson alleged that he worked as a paralegal and private investigator for his spouse without commission at various points between 2007 and 2019. According to Anderson, he assisted Carey with court filings and civil cases in New York State and federal court, including Carey's litigation against Universal Music Group for this work. And as Carey's husband, Anderson claimed he was owed over $300,000 from her management team under both 42 USC Section 1983 and Title V2 of the Civil Rights Act. Anderson moved for informa pura status, and the district court screened the complaint under Section 195E. The district court dismissed Anderson's complaint because it was largely incoherent, and his claim was precisely the type of delusional claim that Section 1915 screening seeks to avoid. The district court dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice because giving leave to a man would be futile. Standard of review. We review a district court dismissal of a complaint as frivolous under 28 USC Section 1915E to B for an abuse of discretion. Bilal versus Driver 251F.3D. 1346, 1349, 11th Circuit, 2001. Discretion means the district court has a range of choice and that its discretion will not be disturbed as long as it stays within the range and is not influenced by any mistake of law. Zoricas versus Castro. So you have all that, and it says 465 F 3D 479 483 11 Circuit 2006. Internal quotations omitted. We review the de novo, the denial of leave to amend by reason of futility, because futility is a legal conclusion that the amended complaint would necessarily fail. LSEXREL Hernandez versus Peterson 982 F3D 1323 1328 11th Circuit 2020. Discussion. Anderson raises two arguments on appeal. First, he argues that the district court abused its discretion in dismissing his complaint under Section 1915E. Second, he argues that the district court erred in denying him leave to amend. We disagree. When a plaintiff moves for leave to proceed without paying a filing fee, the district court must screen his complaint. 28 U.S.C. 1915E. Section 1915E requires that the district court dismisses the complaint at any time if it is I. frivolous or malicious, II. fails to state a claim on which relief may be granted, or III. seeks monetary relief against a defendant who has immunity. ID 1915E 2B. A complaint is frivolous for Section 1915E purposes if it is without arguable merit, either in law or fact. See below 251 F.3D at 1349. Claims are frivolous, the Supreme Court has explained, if they are fantastic or delusional scenarios, claims with which federal district judges are all too familiar. Zeki versus Williams, 490 U.S. 319, 330, 328, 1989. The district court did not abuse its discretion by dismissing Anderson's complaint as frivolous. A successful Section 1983 action requires a showing that the conduct complained of was committed by a person acting under color of state law. Harvey versus Harvey, 949 F.2D 1127 1130 11th Circuit 1992. None of three. Defendants Mariah Carey's manager, her accountant, and her husband, a named attorney, are state actors. Okay, so now we're on to title. Prohibits discriminating in the employment context against any individual because of such individual's race, colors, religion, sex, or national origin. Page 506. 42 USC USC 2000 E-2. Anderson alleged that he was employed as a paralegal and private investigator by his spouse and worked without commission at various points between 2007 and 2019. He doesn't allege that he was employed by the named defendants, nor did Anderson allege that he was a member of a protected class or that he was discriminated against because of his membership in a protected class. Without these allegations, the district court did not abuse its discretion in finding that Anderson's complaint was frivolous. Anderson also argues that the district court erred by not giving him leave to amend to allege a claim under 42 U.S.C. section 1985(3) or 18 U.S.C. section 241. Although a plaintiff usually should be given leave to amend his complaint, a court need not to do so if the amendment would be futile. Cockrell versus Sparks 510 F.3D 1307 1310 11 Circuit 2007. Here, amendment will be futile. Anderson's 99-page complaint and sprawling 286-page appendix, including an affidavit from a private investigator in New York attesting that Anderson has previously been charged with stalking and that his threats should be taken seriously. A New York family court judgment finding that Anderson isn't married to Mariah Carey, and a doctor's note from Anderson's visit to a dentist show that neither 19853, conspiracy to interfere with civil rights, or 18 USC section 241, conspiracy against rights, applies to Anderson's allegation. Section 241 is a criminal statute and doesn't provide a civil cause of action. See Hannah versus Holmes Inc. INS Co. 281 F.2D 298 303 Fifth Circuit 1960. The sections of the Title 18 may be disregarded in this suit. They are criminal in nature and provide no civil remedies. And Section 1985 3 requires a conspiracy to violate civil rights of some racial or perhaps otherwise class-based individ, invid, invidiously discriminatory animus. Luciero v. Operation Rescue 954 F.2D 624 627 11th Circuit 1992. Anderson hasn't alleged either here or in the district court whether he belongs to a protected class or how the defendants discriminated against him because of his membership in it. Affirmed. Okay. So, oh, child. All right, now let's get into this. Uh, so we did get into her biography. We did get into. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, now this is the article of Desiree's daughter. Okay, he said, how old is Desiree's daughter, Real Mama Fifi? We're about to see how old her daughter is because now I'm going to skip over to this article uh, that I had found, and it says South Florida woman alleges conspiracy in Baker Act lawsuit. Demarie Hadley claims in a recently filed lawsuit that it was all orchestrated by her own mother and others who should have protected her failed her. Uh, Hold on, because I don't know if this is associated with Desiree. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this article was posted and it was published on May 29th of 2025. It was updated on May the 30th of 2025 at 12:29 p.m. I don't know the time zone, but we are going to take a listen to this right quick. All right, let me know how is our audio. Can we do a sound check? All right, sound check, sound check. Let me do a sound check. All right, sound check. All right, sound check. It's great. All right, let's go ahead and proceed with. And actually, I'll go ahead and put this banner up. Oh, geez, I should put this banner up. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put this banner up. Okay, yeah, I'll put this one up. So I'll put the banner up that kind of reflects what we're talking about, so people may stop in. All right, let's go ahead and take a listen, you all.
A South Florida woman is taking legal action after she says she spent nearly 2 weeks in mental health institutions for no legitimate reason.
She claims in a recently filed lawsuit that it was orchestrated by her own mother and others who should have protected her failed her.
NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri has her story.
So legally, I can go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being Baker acted.
Body camera video shows the moments Broward deputies encouraged Demore Hadley to get into this pickup truck with people she says she didn't know.
I can't ride with you and you guys take me?
You're going to be in handcuffs.
Legal action after she says she spent nearly 2 weeks in mental health institutions for no legitimate reason.
She claims in a recently filed lawsuit that it was orchestrated by her own.
All right, so I'll show you guys the article here. We'll just go ahead and I'll show you guys the article. How about that? We'll just go ahead and do the article and we'll do a full screen so you all can be able to see. All right, now that I pulled it up, let's go ahead and take a look together.
Mother and others who should have protected her failed her.
NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri has her story.
So legally, I can go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being Baker acted.
Body camera video shows the moments Broward deputies encouraged Demore Hadley to get into this pickup truck with people she says she didn't know.
I can't ride with you and you guys take me?
You're going to be in handcuffs. The dog's not going to be able to
I don't
come.
want to be handcuffed.
Okay.
Demore says they took her to a hospital for a mental health evaluation after this doctor signed paperwork saying she was a risk to herself.
What he told me was, we received a call from your family that you tried to OD the night before.
A doctor she says she'd never met before. And according to Demore, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used.
Okay, so I want to make this clear. This is a fair use trigger warning. And I want you guys to really just think about Miss Wendy Williams and let's continue to keep her name lifted up. We need to check on Miss Wendy Williams and see where she is. Is she safe? Now, the reason why I'm bringing her up is because remember, Miss Wendy Williams, you know, in the beginning of her situation, yes, she was distraught. Her husband cheated on her. Yes, of course, she's going to want to have, if you know, a few booze or whatever the case may be. She got into a rehab, right? It was to, you know, protect her, right? And now something that was supposed to protect her and help her out, and from that man and that girl taking her money and things like that, she was supposed to be protected. They took advantage of her. That woman is in her right mind. Let's get into it.
Unlawful means to have Demore falsely detained under Florida's Baker. This doctor signed paperwork saying she was a risk to herself.
What he told me was, we received a call from your family that you tried to OD the night before.
A doctor she says she'd never met before. And according to Demore, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have Demore falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act.
So she's the CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter, the famous rapper JAYZ.
The complaint alleges a conspiracy, saying Perez used her money, power.
Now I want y'all to get into this. Now Desiree's daughter is married to a black man. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing. I feel like she's not, you know, reckless, in my opinion. But it's heartbreaking when you will have your own mother go up against you and put you into a facility where you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? How many other people has Desiree done this to? Allegedly.
power and influence to tear apart Demore and her husband, Javon Hadley, and created an enterprise of individuals to effectuate her plot.
To essentially try to separate me from my husband and to falsely accuse him of domestic violence.
Perez has repeatedly denied these allegations in court filings. A month before Demore filed her complaint, we found her mother filed her own lawsuit against Demore's husband, Javon. Citing evidence, Perez says he has abused her daughter for years, something the couple has denied in court records. In that lawsuit, Desiree Perez says she moved to Baker Act her daughter, fearing she was at risk of suicide and abusing prescription drugs.
I haven't seen anything in my entire 20 years of practicing law that it is so clear that someone did something wrong.
Attorney Hilton Napoleon is representing Demore in the lawsuit, which claims Perez harassed the couple for years, including making unfounded claims to get Javon.
What do y'all think that was? Why do y'all think that? Why do y'all think that her mother was so persistent in getting in between Demore and her husband? Why do y'all think that she was just so interested in doing that? I'm gonna take this back a little bit because we gotta slow walk this. Let's slow walk this. When we talk about a doctor is involved, that doctor needs to be investigated. That doctor needs to be investigated. Where was that doctor? Okay, is this the doctor right here? Or is this the doctor right here? Whichever doctor that is, this is in Broward County. Okay? This is in Broward County. Let me take it back a little bit more. What she say? Okay, y'all follow me here. Okay? Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and if you can, please help me with our goals.
That you tried to OD the night before.
A doctor she says she'd never met before.
Okay, so that's the doctor. So the one with the tight pants on, they're about to bust up out of them, honey.
And according to Demore, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have Demore
falsely detained, abusing resources. Can we talk about it, y'all? Can we really have a conversation about that? Let's get into it. Your mother sitting up here allegedly making false claims and have you detained under Florida Baker Act and Marchman Act statutes. And you know what? I wonder when she went there to file those things or to talk to somebody, oh, I'm scared. My daughter was with this black thug. I wonder if the black thug rolled off of her tongue. Do y'all think, she went up in there, oh my God, this black thug is harming and hurting and abusing my child. And the only thing that's going on over there is love making. Because it's correct me if I'm wrong, they have a child. And if this girl is not out here saying, hey, I'm in danger, okay, I'm pretty sure she knows the history of JAYZ and allegedly in his past. Let's go.
Detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act.
So she's the CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with.
And listen here, that she owns. Desiree owns some piece of Roc Nation. Look at her. Okay, hold on. Let's do it up.
So she's the
Okay, so Chief Executive Officer and founder at Roc Nation. New York. That's Desiree Perez, everyone. Roc Nation. She got Roc Nation. She got the Roc Nation all over the channel.
CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter.
That she owns along with Sean Carter. Hello. This woman is in business with Sean Carter. Let's go.
The famous rapper.
Okay. Real Mama Fifi says, yeah, that's right. She got money. Yeah, she gonna sue. Yeah, she's gonna sue. Because you're a corporation. You're abusing your job. You are abusing your job. And guess what? Daughter is out here. Daughter then got it out in the news. Daughter says, you know what? Y'all ain't about to get me. Y'all ain't about to get me allegedly like y'all got what's her name? What's her name? Come to me, come to me. Damn, what's that light-skinned lady's name? Y'all help me out in the chat. What was that lady's name that disappeared? And that reporter had went to call her job, and they was like, she had to Kathy White. Kathy White. Thank you, Kathy White. Yeah, she said, you ain't about to Kathy White me, allegedly. Oh, she got money. Yes, she got money. Y'all remember that? And we're going to get into Kathy White, too. If y'all are entertained and y'all are interested in this story and finding out what's going on, I want y'all to buckle up, rub your feet together, get your coffee, get your juice, get whatever it is, because we are about to go on a deep dive. Plug your nose. Let's go.
The complaint alleges a conspiracy, saying Perez used her money, power, and influence to tear apart Demore and her husband, Javon Hadley, and created an enterprise of individuals to effectuate her plot.
To essentially.
And see, this is the thing. You're so busy out here trying to tear your daughter's family life up. Like, where is your man? Where is your man? Who's knocking the boots with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, let that girl be happy. Let her enjoy her black husband. Okay? You said Kathy White, don't know her. We're going to get into Kathy White. Let's get into it.
They tried to separate me from my husband and to falsely accuse him of domestic violence.
Perez has repeatedly denied these allegations in court filings. A month before Demore.
Let's get into it. How many black men are in jail because of false allegations of DV? How many men, how many women are in jail because somebody got upset and abused their power? It makes you think. Who is out here abusing their power and sending people to jail?
Filed her complaint, we found her mother filed her own lawsuit against Demore's husband, Javon. Citing evidence, Perez says he has abused her daughter for years, something the couple has denied in court records. In that lawsuit, Desiree Perez says she moved to Baker Act her daughter, fearing she was at risk of suicide and abusing prescription drugs.
Okay, if all this is going on, why are you just now reporting this? Wouldn't it be like a paper trail if she had, issues with trying to delete herself, which I do not believe? Wouldn't it be like a paper trail? And all of a sudden, you want to silence her because it seems like the daughter knows something. Listen, that daughter knows something. And I'm assuming, in my mind, you better take care of that bitch before we get her. That was the message to Desiree Perez. You better get that bitch before we get her. In my mind, let's go.
I haven't seen anything in my entire 20 years of practicing law that it is so clear that someone did something wrong. Anything in my entire 20 years of
Desiree Perez says she moved to Baker Act her daughter, fearing she was at risk of suicide and abusing prescription drugs.
I haven't seen anything in my entire 20 years of practicing law that it is so clear that someone did something wrong.
Attorney Hilton Napoleon is representing Demore in the lawsuit, which claims Perez harassed the couple for years, including making unfounded claims to get.
Now let's jump up into this. Now that is a criminal act, girl. Why is you out there stalking and harassing them? Now, ma'am, didn't you? This woman has been to jail. She's been to prison. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, she spent time away from her child. Yes, in prison. Uh-huh. And she was an informant. We're gonna get deep down and into this, honey. What type of protection did she think that she had? Or is, the things of the past really haunting her? Does it sound like something is haunting her? Let's get into it. Desiree reported to Miami-Dade police that Javon battered Demery. Demery. What? Hold on.
Javon arrested on multiple occasions for battery and domestic violence, charges prosecutors did not pursue.
Okay. Listen, prosecutor said, ma'am, you're lying. Ma'am, you are lying. And see, when you put this with the Tory Lanez situation and his father coming out and the Roc Nation, then this makes you scratch your head. Because if this woman would do this to her own daughter, she wouldn't have a problem with doing it to anybody, in my opinion, in my mind. I don't know her. I don't know her behaviors or things like this, but just from what I'm reading and what is coming out on this news outlet, it makes you think, people.
The state attorney's office wrote a 11-page scathing closeout memoranda, which basically said that her mother made false allegations to the police.
In this closeout memo, a prosecutor with the Miami-Dade State.
So listen here, at this point in time, do her mama need to be on some meds? Do her mama need to be up under the Baker's Act? It seems like we need to restrain her. Okay? You going out here causing a fuss in your daughter's life. Like, girl, let her live her life, raise her children, and enjoy her husband. Get you a life. At some point in time, mama, you got to get a life. At some point in time, mama, you got to get you a life. And what you did was you committed a crime. And I hope the state of Florida take you up on charges.
State Attorney's Office cites DeMore's lack of cooperation and raises concerns about some of the evidence and how it was obtained. The prosecutor also wrote DeMore was wrongfully Baker Acted last year, something her mother's attorney disputes in this letter challenging many of the memo's other conclusions.
I have 3 different collateral sources of information that say that she's been acting psychotic, that she threatened to overdose yesterday.
DeMore's lawsuit alleges her mother conspired with prominent psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober, seen here in body camera video, and others to have DeMore committed for a mental health evaluation. Bober cites supporting evidence from her family and diagnosed DeMore with
Now listen here, I don't know who's helping this young lady, but this lady is doing everything that her mama didn't do. And this is what you call documentation. Now we're about to let everybody know what your past is, what's been going on. I love you. I didn't want to put you out here like a damn psychomaniac, but now it's time. We about to get the news people, the body cam footage. We about to get them the court records. We about to let them know what the prosecution said. And pretty much, sister girl, somebody at that point in time, honey, they should have had the mental health services right outside that court office and took you right on into custody. And we should have gotten the evaluation. And see, y'all, it's individuals like this that they get a pass. And these are the individuals that need the evaluation. For you to sit up, Real Mama Fifi says, Mom needs a mental health evaluation. Exactly. Mom needs a mental health evaluation ASAP. Right now. Don't delay. Call today. Let's get into this article because I'm getting bothered.
an unspecified psychosis. He ordered she be taken to Memorial Regional Hospital, where he is chief of psychiatry, and where results from drug tests taken upon admission were negative, according to records DeMore.
Okay. So y'all get into this. So he's the chief of his situation. She's the chief of her situation. A lot of range at the top of the chain, right? Who are you going to tell? Who are you going to tell? Because the people that are their bosses, they sit and eat lunch with. They go out, they sit and eat lunch with these people. So who you going to tell? But per her records, and these are her records. She had access to her records and she had given them to the news outlet. And this, I want to say congratulations to that young lady, because this young lady had her thinking cap on.
He shared with us.
They told me your tox screens came out negative, and I go, I know. I don't do drugs.
In a statement, Dr. Bober's attorney said DeMore was placed under the Baker Act for 38 hours due to the potential risk of imminent harm she posed to herself, adding failing to take appropriate action would have been a breach of Dr. Bober's ethical and professional obligations. While DeMore was at Memorial, her mother further petitioned to have her transported to a different facility under Florida's Marchman Act, claiming again in court records that DeMore suffered from severe drug.
So not only did she put her in that facility, now you want to drive her around, take her somewhere to a more extensive, because she wanted them to be giving her, loading that girl up with cocktails, and to where she would be out of her mind. In my mind, I don't know this to be true. I'm speculating. Let's go.
Drug abuse. A judge granted that petition.
They ran the test. They knew that she had no drugs in her system and she was not abusing drugs. And the fact that you can't do anything about it is scary.
DeMore was sent to this treatment center in Deerfield Beach, where Dr. Bober serves as medical director.
Where are the people that are supposed to protect me from this happening?
According to her lawsuit, DeMore requested a hair follicle test at that facility called Life Skills, which detects drug use for at least the past 3 months, and which showed no drugs had been in DeMore. DeMore was held at Life Skills until April 8th. She shared discharge paperwork that lists a diagnosis of persistent depressive disorder, which she disputes. No medication was prescribed. Court records show DeMore was able to leave that day after her mother voluntarily dismissed the case. But DeMore says the damage has been done, and she feels a system designed to keep people safe failed to protect her.
Money, influence, and power should not be something that's used, right, or abused to hurt innocent people.
Perez has filed a motion to dismiss DeMore's complaint, asserting that the Baker Act and other legal proceedings she has undertaken were rooted in legitimate concern for her daughter's safety.
But see, this is all so nefarious, because if there was a situation, I would expect that there would be phone calls coming from the husband and him documenting if she did allegedly have any type of mental health issues. First of all, he stays in the house with her, and I don't see where there's any concerns being raised. He hasn't come out. He hasn't said anything. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. Oh, wow. I've got to get that lawsuit, you all. I've got to make sure I get that lawsuit with Desiree and her mom. I need to get that lawsuit. That's what I need to do. And then we'll do another segment, and I'll introduce who Kathy White is. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and sound off on the topic at hand. Unmasking JAYZ's mysterious handler, the chilling truth behind the case file of Desiree Perez. If you all want to sound off on the topic at hand, feel free to come on up. This is an open panel at this time. We want to hear from you. I did take a poll. I said, did you know about Desiree Perez and JAYZ working together? 29% says no. 29% says yes. 71% says no. So, okay. So a lot of people, they didn't know about Miss Desiree Perez and, who she was and how she was tied into JAYZ. Okay, listen here. And we also want to thank you so much for coming by, liking, sharing, subscribing. We do have goals out, but let's go on a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. All right. So listen here, we had no callers tonight, but listen here, I want to thank you all so much. And for our replay, people that are going to be replaying, we want to thank you so much. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and share with your friends, and tell someone that we were live. Off to Queen City. So long.